Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri 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 Ram
You want to listen? You call Pritesh, please put on the internet. I forgot to call him.
Oh, I can't because this is
I'll
going
go and
on.
bring my phone and come. I'll call out to me somewhere.
What I do? I don't tell her. Just
What is calling from there? He's done. He's done it. Okay. I called up to him from there. Okay. Okay.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, oh.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Sakshi pranam.
Pranam, pranam, pranam. Namaskaram, namaskaram. Where were we yesterday, day for yesterday? Huh? All forgotten. Spending more than 1 hour. Eh, 18th February 1961. Surrender. Pah, at least somebody was able to say at least. Surrender. Then any new dimension came to them. All digested and gone.
One thought exclusion of another thought.
Huh?
One thought exclusion of another thought.
One thought at the exclusion of all other thoughts.
That was Mauna.
Oh yeah, you dealt in detail about Mauna also.
Mauna, periodical withdrawal from our routine activities is a must for going within, where the dominance of me and mind gets reduced.
And what are the image that is that projects usually one amount of image?
Image, yeah. So when we react to events and individuals, I comes there, Naturally it will come. So when we are observing one day silence, we are not talking to anybody, we are not having our usual common routine. So, and we try to preserve our vocal power, and for 8 hours we are trying to concentrate on one thought at the exclusion of all other thoughts. Suppose we discuss about surrender, it becomes academic. Because the me and mine is predominant when such discussions are going on. We are trying to understand a state where this me and mine is completely or temporarily kept away. How can it be? So that is why we have all of us, though we are trying, okay, please sit down. Though all of us are trying to reduce the dominance of me and mine, we have not been able to do so because he is present, When such an effort is made, the me and mine is present. So we are trying to create a congenial atmosphere where the me and mine is reduced to the minimum. How does it do that? When we don't interact with anybody. So during the Mauna sessions, we have about 4 or 5 sitting sessions. What do? First we try to mentally chant. And second, we try to parade before us any thought that comes or watching. Then parade any thoughts. Okay, it's all right. We allow. That means we are moving away from the thought. Then only we can witness the thoughts. Like that, there are so many sitting sessions. 2 more sessions are there. Breathing, watching the breathing. Huh?
Gap between the
Gap between the two mantras, two chantings. So these are all ways by which we are not interacting with anybody. Please think about it. It is purely an internal exercise where all other outgoing tendencies are, as it were, arrested, and we try to dwell on. We cannot say we are trying to go in, we are trying to dwell on one thought. So when we talk about surrender, if we give lectures on surrender, if we quote Shastras on surrender, it will never lead to surrender because we know all these years, for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, we have been repeating Papa's universal prayer, where the very first sentence says, "O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world,
Come in all humility to thy
eh?
holy. Come in all
I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee." What happened to us? Have we surrendered? So that process will not work. It is a mechanical repetition of the words, that's all. Because still we are asking, how to surrender. So now we realize this sort of exercise will not help us to surrender. There should be an altogether different method by which the dominance of me and mine gets reduced. So one method is, we have seen from Papa and Mahatmas, often they go for solitude. In our case, wherever it is not possible, at least one day in a month we go for Maun. And there also we don't hear any lectures because a person is there, I am the hearer. So here the only thing is 4 or 5 sitting session, 2 walking session, 1 writing session, 1 seva session, 1 eating session. Huh?
tea session. Tea. Mindful. Tea meditation.
And then a reflection on the shlokas, reflection on how the Panchendriyas work. How is it that I am seeing? How is it that I am hearing now? How is it that I am talking? What is it that makes me to talk? When I see a dead body, it has eyes, it doesn't see. But here the eyes see. What is that? So like that inward journey, If we quote Kenopanishads, that because of which the eyes see, and at the same time the eyes cannot see, know that I am. But where are we now? We have learned it. So what? It's academic knowledge. But here, in this session, we are trying to understand, we have seen a dead body, the eyes are there, it doesn't see. In me, I am in a position to see. What is that factor? What is that which pervades from the head to crown of the head to the tip of the toe, which at the same time which cannot be localized anywhere? What is that? So this sort of going within. Then we try to understand the heartbeats. I am not doing. What is it? What is the power that is doing? What is it that the power which makes the blood circulate? What is that which makes the food get digested? What is it that keeps on breathing? Suppose I say stop, will it stop? What is that? So these are all the ways by which we try to understand a power other than us, and that will lead to the surrender aspect. We become conscious of the power, even while talking, even while seeing, even while hearing. We should become conscious, not we become. We should become conscious, and in that case, the ownership, the sufferership, the doership, everything is slowly transferred to that power, and we become the tool through which it is expressed. This is how we feel about surrender. Subservience to a higher power. It's a very, very important topic for people like us who are sadhakas, because this should be very clear. This is the crux. All our activities, all spiritual activities, spiritual discipline is centered to the surrender aspect only. He is there behind our thought, word and deed. His will alone triumphs. These are all words Papa used to say quite often, no? But have we understood? So to understand that, this sort of experience is necessary, not through lectures, not through reading. They all help only to some extent. But 75% of effort for this, it has to be done by oneself. That means no outside factor can help us to realize the concept of surrender. You see, there may be some exceptions, but by and large, this is the truth. Exceptions means a guru says this and the Shishya implicitly follows. Those days have gone. Because he knows, my guru knows better than me. Today, God has given us the analytical approach, the probing nature. We want everything, in an understandable, rational manner. So faith has now limited role. Intellect is gaining more and more stronger now, because in the digital era we are passing through. Every child will ask questions, if possible, to a parent. If they say, go and chant Ramnam, you will get this. They will not be satisfied. Because they have been introduced to a system where everything should become cognizable. They should be able to understand it. Suppose we take that, then it's okay. In good old days, it was not so. When elders say, we all believe. In our period, we believe. We don't question parents, elders, texts. And later on, when we walk through the life, we know that it has been scientific. It is not a dictum or a dogma. But now, right from the beginning, because third year or fourth year, the child is guided by Google Baba. For anything and everything, they get the answer. So they want the same thing to be known to them through that way. So that is why we said this hearing or reading, that is why you will find the reading habit is slowly fading. Anything even if you send it through WhatsApp, people will say more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, nobody will concentrate. No? We have to consider all these things. So surrender is a very important aspect, very important factor in our spiritual life. So that is why probably Papa introduced this one day Mauna, so that on that day we intentionally try to go inward to find certain answers which are emerging in our mind, number one. Number two, to enable the mind to watch everything in a concentrated way, focused way. Amidst so many things, suppose we ask, what was it that we discussed day first today? It will not be that easy for everybody to say. Why, We are in the midst of so many activities. At that time we enjoyed. Somebody came in the morning and he was telling us, what you say during the Satsang period, very nice. The moment we come out of it, we forget. Because mind is preoccupied with so many other thoughts. So when we talk about surrender, which is the fundamental aspect, in Papa's life, you all know that that is the base from which he started. In Quest of God starts with what? What sloga? Ananya Chintayanto Mam. Ananya Chinta. With the exclusion, only that, Then I will take over your yoga and Shema. And that is why right from the beginning he was able to feel that God is making, because when his father approached and asked what is happening to you, we don't know the exact timing, but we feel it could be after 2 or 3 months after he started chanting, that God is making him to repeat the name. That feeling. Instead of I am chanting, God is making Ramdas to repeat the name. In that small dialogue, he brings it out what is surrender. It may not be 100%, but very great extent it has taken. So let us not close that subject. Let us keep it comma. Every day, along with whatever we say, we also bring this aspect. Are we moving toward this concept of surrender? Each one is asking oneself, and then we will come to know. To the extent we have moved toward that, to that extent we will be freed from something that is making unpleasant, that's all. So when Papa is leading a blissful life, that means throughout his waking state, he was able to dwell on this aspect. So whatever may be our activities, office work, household work, ashram seva, anything. But they are all we try to we all try our level best. What is this? Krishnananda. God experience, surrender. So let us see that particular portion, 18th February. We will read, it will be very interesting. 18th February 1961. Papa, on what shall we talk? Question. Papa, yesterday you asked us to make the mind empty. That is putting a full stop to all questions. So we cannot ask anything now. But how can we silence the mind except through your grace? Papa, that alone is to be done by divine grace. How do other things happen? When you say, I am doing this, I shall do that, do you wait for the divine grace? I will do this, I will do that. This is the language you commonly employ. Only in the matter of silencing the mind, grace is necessary. Yeah? Other things you do. So long as the ego sense is there, you have to struggle in order to silence the mind. When you have surrendered, you take everything that happens by as divine will. That means the ego sense has completely disappeared. So the devotee asks, how can we silence the mind except through your grace? So Papa says, for everything, you say, I will do that. Only for this you need the grace. So long as the ego sense is there, you have to struggle in order to silence the mind. When you have surrendered, you take everything that happens as by God's will. That means the ego sense has completely disappeared. So, devotee, surrender is the last stage then, Papa? Papa, yes. So long as you have the ego sense, you have to struggle. At the end of the struggle, you come to know that you have not achieved anything. You feel you are helpless, then God comes to your help. But as long as you think you can help yourself, you must struggle. Struggle ceases in surrender. Thereafter you say, oh God, you do everything. Now you find everything is done by His will and power. Surrender gives you this knowledge. Ego sense is wiped out, not only in the inner silence, but also in all your active life. Very easy for Papa to say, but very difficult for us, When the mind is still, the ego sense is absent. Struggle ceases. Then whatever you do, whatever efforts you make, you feel that God is inspiring you. You cheerfully face everything that happens to you. Success and failure, honor and dishonor, praise and blame, gain and loss are same to you. You know by divine will alone everything happens. That is why day for yesterday, mention was made about even while walking, So far when we walk, we don't think about all these things. But on that day, when we are not interacting with anybody, we are trying to find out how does the leg lift, first one. Then the other one goes, wait, how does it happen? So many things are necessary to take one step and the other step and the other step. Normally we take it as granted. But walking meditation helps us minutely observe. Tuck, 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 tuck. The power behind the walking, The power behind the breathing. The power behind the watching. The power behind the listening. So we pray to Him that you have facilitated everything. You kindly enable us to take to this inward journey where all these things are meticulously observed and experienced. So that to that extent, the dominance of me and mine in me will get reduced. Please help. I cannot do it by myself. Even if you work hard the whole day, you are tired. You are not disgusted because the divine energy flows through you. In this state, you have realized that you are the universal consciousness.
Swami, Google Meet has got dropped.
Huh?
Google Meet has got dropped off.
Should we? They have not asked.
But she came to tell that only.
So long as we think we are doing something ourselves as individual beings, we are merely struggling and achieving nothing spiritually. When we know that the divine power active in the universe is responsible for all that we do, the idea I am the doer disappears. We can try, though it may not be possible for us to have it for the whole waking state, we can still try. Prakriti is doing everything and Purusha is the unaffected witness. When the ego sense rises in us, the whole game is spoiled. We are caught up in the meshes of karma. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes unhappy. Now there cannot be unbroken serenity, ecstasy, or joy. How beautifully he has explained. No? So long as we are doing something ourselves as individual beings, we are merely struggling and achieving nothing spiritually. When we know that the divine power active in the universe is responsible for all that we do, the divine power active in and around us through its creation, about which we are not aware now. How that power facilitated us to develop our physical, mental, intellectual abilities. We have to do a lot of thinking. So long as we think we are doing something ourselves as individual beings, we are merely struggling and achieving nothing spiritually. When we know that the divine power active in the universe is responsible for all that we do, the idea I am the doer disappears. We are reading, no? It's academic knowledge. Unless we try in our own way, how will we understand this? When we are discussing this, what comes to our mind is in his commentary on Vivek Chudamani, Swami Ranganathanji Maharaj gives it in a very, very simple way. It is very profound, very deep, but puts it in a different way. In each one of us, there is an individual self and an eternal self. The individual self is the I, and the eternal self is the witness of this I. When we use the word I, our finger points towards our body. Actually, it implies a profound reality hidden inside our psychophysical system. In the absolute sense, it refers to the reality that witnesses the I. Now, we have to try, now. This is the eternal self. But in our deluded state, I is understood as the individual self. So this pronoun I has a profound meaning. It is an important datum needing serious investigation. Again, Swamiji repeats, in this body there is an individual self as well as the eternal self. These are the appearing self and the real self respectively. There is the I and there is the one who witnesses the I. You should stop and then try to understand. When something happens to our body, we are disturbed. A mosquito comes or a sound comes. That means our identification of the body is complete. It's all right. It happens to every one of us. But we should not stop there. Immediately we also become aware that somebody says, immediately do something, otherwise it will bite. What is that? Awareness is there. Think. So he says, there is the I and there is one who witnesses the I. The eye is in mundane affairs, eating sweet and bitter fruits. Every time it receives a severe blow, it looks up at the one who is witnessing in silent majesty and moves up a little, aspiring to become like that. He was bringing an Upanishadic example. Two birds, One bird is sitting on the upper level of the tree. The lower one, upper one is sitting calmly, quietly. This one eats bitter fruits, sweet fruits, at times happy, at times unhappy. Every now and then when it looks up, that bird is always sitting silently. So he tries to move towards that. And then finally, it becomes one with it. The other one was only a Vyavaharic reflection. This is the background. So the I is in the mundane affairs, in the sense of individuality, at the moment what we are. Eating sweet and bitter fruits. Every time it receives a severe blow, it looks up at the one who is witnessing in silent majesty, moves up a little, aspiring to become like that. In this way, it goes on moving until one day it realizes that it is one with the witnessing self and that it never existed separately. What existed was the supreme witnessing the self alone. The little I was only a reflection of the witnessing self. And this is also very, for sadhakas, this particular quotation. After paying a heavy price in the form of good deed, you have purchased the ship of a human body. Durlabam trayamevaitad Devanugraha hetukam manushyattvam mumukshatvam mahavurusha samshaya. These three are very rare to get. Human birth, desire to liberate ourselves, and the company of noble souls. So this human birth is a rare. That's what he said. After paying a heavy price in the form of good deed, you have purchased the ship of a human body capable of taking you beyond the ocean of sorrow. Therefore, cross the ocean before the ship breaks up. The human body is the result of the accumulated meritorious deeds of many a past life. This is the costly currency we have paid to get this rare ship of a human body. The human body is compared to a ship. What is this ship meant for? It is meant for crossing this ocean of some sorrow, delusion, alienation, suffering. Bhavasagaram, no? Having got this high-priced ship of a human body, should we be complacent? This ship is not going to remain for long. It may develop holes and be wrecked. Therefore, before it breaks down, we have to cross this ocean. This is the sense of urgency with which our teachers exhort us to wisely utilize our human birth. Let us not take it easy and light. Let the young, vigorous, strong give some thought to the subject. Then we should have high character even when we are busy eking out a living for ourselves, rearing a family, earning a good reputation in society. In the midst of all this, we have to remember this deeper aspect of life. Then slowly we shall be able to develop the strength to withdraw more and more from the mad rush for worldly pleasures. Thus, before the body shipwrecks, we should try to cross this ocean of suffering. So the eye, two eyes, that's why we remembered. Surrender means what, The small eye and the... So these contemplation along with not hearing, manana should be there, along with our effort to concentrate on a single thought at the exclusion of all other thoughts, it might help us. And then we will slowly start understanding the meaning of surrender. Anybody would like to say anything? All are in a different world.
It is again to the self to self.
He's telling shelf to self.
Self to self.
Yes.
Self to self, yeah, correct, you are right. From academic knowledge to practical experience. Ah.
Swamiji,
Ah.
it looks good when you are talking, but it is very difficult to practice, Swamiji.
Difficult to practice. It is nice to hear when you are talking, but it is difficult to.
Very difficult. Not difficult, very difficult. Because I am there, Again we repeat Papa's answer to that sadhu in Rishikesh. When he met Papa, he said, "How are you in a blissful state? How many years you have been chanting?" Papa said, 2 years. I have been chanting for 30 years. Still I am nowhere near to it. So then somebody asked Papa, why is it so? Because we all thought chanting will take us. And Papa said, yes, chanting will take us, provided we know that he is making us to chant. So long as I feel I am chanting, I am there where I am. That also gives us some meaning about surrender. So it is difficult. That is why it is very difficult for us. We are trying to surrender, sorry, it will never happen. It is a process by which, not directly going for surrender. It is a process by which we are trying to understand that everything in us is happening by His will. It's difficult. We are in the Vyavaharic world, so where the sense of doership is predominant. That is why we said every now and then, suppose we retire. In many ashrams, they conduct this monthly, what is called that? Eh? Not Vipassana. Antaryoga. No. Antaryoga. Because at least one day, devotees should get the benefit of freeing themselves from the common run of life, go and sit in an ashram atmosphere, and try to go through a discipline where the me and mind gets reduced. Vipassana is also one among them. Goenka ji conceived a wonderful idea. He was greatly influenced by Buddha, and so then 11 days at a stretch. In different parts of India now such centers are coming. That means it is being received well by everybody. And there it is very strict, not even an eye contact, minimum food, simply sitting, watching. During his evening talks, he will guide through the recorded talks. So the exercise is somehow to withdraw from our common field, our common run. Family life, professional life, social life, we withdraw, we sit exclusively and try to watch the antics of the mind. How does it behave? So here now we are doing it one day in a month. Now yesterday it was 12. Initially we have no idea how many people will come. But ultimately so many people come. And each one right from 8:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening, they go through this willingly, joyously, because everybody is given freedom. Suppose you are not happy, you can get up. No imposed discipline. We should feel quite happy. Somebody can sit on the floor, somebody can sit on the chair. These are all the things that is facilitated. And we find now these 12 sessions, from the feedback we get, many people come and express it openly to us. Yesterday also they came. First time. I never knew that I will be able to sit for a day quietly. This was the first experience. Now I will also try at home. Because this sort of withdrawal for a person leading a workaday life, very difficult, agreed. And this will slowly enable us to watch ourselves and try to bring this surrender aspect without feeling that I am trying to learn surrender aspect. Now, it comes by itself. The joy they get after one day is inexplicable because I am not there, no. Anyway, this much for surrender. We will go back to Bhagavad Gita.
Swamiji, the out-of-box question is not related. When you say about the human birth, if we don't do the needful in this birth, we won't be birth as human. Do we not? Or
Srimati asked one question.
I am working on that. You are getting the answer. While explaining that particular shloka from Bhajagovindam, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayanam, Iha Samsare Bahudustare Kripaya Pare Pahimura. Now we all understand it. Chinmayananda ji says, no, sir. Boom.
You can press control and make it up that way. Yeah. Press control and the stop button. Like this.
Enough.
You go upwards.
You can see that?
Readable, yes, sorry.
Srimati, you can see that? See that? The enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our past karmas. Thought by thought, action by action, we have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of our future life to be. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny. And according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, is built and handed over to each one of us by the all-merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. Figure out. That is why now he gives us, offers us opportunities to make it more and more sattvic, sattvic, sattvic. The very fact that we are discussing today is because of his grace. Otherwise, you would be discussing something again which takes us away from him. So all these things by action, thought by thought. Even if he does not allow us to scale the heights during this, definitely nothing will go in vain. Probably because of the previous birth only, we have been blessed to have the contact of various Mahatmas, including Papa Mataji. And then we are all now at least trying to understand something about the core of our being. Maybe the pull is so strong, we may not be able to exclusively for this, but all these efforts will never be in vain. So it will have its own positive effect. So every time when he offers an opportunity to think in terms of he, me, and rest of the creation. Vinobaji said, there are only three things in this world. He, the power behind our thought, word, and deed, the spirit, God, Atman, whatever we call it. And me, the sense of individuality, at the moment feel separate from him. And rest of is creation. My relationship with the rest of the creation, my relationship with him, if it gets purified, if it becomes right, if it becomes the perfect relationship, then I stand to gain by his birth. If I don't connect myself properly with him and with the rest of the creation, his creation, not our creation. So when I open my eyes, I see him in the form of creation. When I close my eyes, I see him in the form of consciousness. If that stage, if I have reached, then whatever Vyavaharik binding is there, that will take, but I will be moving toward the goal. This is what in that particular sloga, Adi Shankara says, again birth, again death, again getting into the womb of the mother. I am tired. Please help me to get over this. Kripaya pare pahi murare. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jadade shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare. Very difficult to cross over. Please help me. If that goes inside us, enough is enough. Mamupetya punarjanmam dukkhalayam ashashvatam. No? I should reach that stage because this is dukkhalayam and ashashvatam. Even if I succeed, it is ephemeral, it's not eternal. After some time, when I want to fix up a target, I struggle for it, I succeed in my getting the target, next moment I lose the charm. And it fades away. So Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, when you reach that stage, you will no more you don't have to come back again at all. Mamapetya punarjanmam. I don't want that punarjanmam. Because if I see that today I am smiling, next day I am crying. Today I am gaining, next day I am losing. I want that which stays with me forever, not this pendulum. So this particular, this is very, very, very thought-provoking statement. The enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our past karmas. Thought by thought, action by action, we have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of future life to be. With our own actions, we have given a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny. And according to the specification given, the body, the tender experience is built and handed over to each one of us by the All-Merciful omnipotent divine creator. This theme can be further understood through the words of Acharya Vinoba. An artist paints a variety of pictures on the same type of paper with the same brush. A sitarist creates different ragas out of the same 7 notes. In literature, a variety of thoughts, ideas, and feelings are expressed through a few letters of the alphabet. Here itself, you can see that. Different pictures drawn by the same artist with the same brush on the same paper evoke different feelings. Therein lies the skill of the artist. The artist and the sitarist have such skill in their fingers that make you laugh or cry. In their fingers lie a magical power. The anger of the angry man, the love of the lover, the agony of the sufferer, the happiness of the happy one, the drowsiness of the idler, the activity of an industrious man, all these are manifestations of one and the same cosmic energy. These different emotions and urges, although they are often contrary to each other, spring from the same source. As the cosmic energy within is one and the same in all, the outer bodily cover of all is also the same in nature. So the different variety, though it is there, though we exhibit, the core being is the same. At least we will go to our Bhagavad Gita. One. We finished 5. You are seeing? Attachment, evaluate again, discernment, perception. Okay. So we will go to 6th. For the sake of newcomers, we would like to say a few words. As prompted by him, we have taken up this project called Shelf to Self, Reverence to Relevance. That means we have kept the Gita book in the shelf, we revere it, but actually we quote. But at the same time, just like we take the brush or paste or soap or wash bay when we go to the office, just like we do everything at home, it has not become a part of our daily life. So how to make it, everybody says Gita is addressed to the man on the field. So how do I understand? The textual knowledge or the academic knowledge is there only for a few minutes in some days. But in daily life, it doesn't come at all, or we don't feel it comes at all. So here is an attempt made to understand the meaning through an example drawn from daily life. What had happened 6,000 years ago? Okay, nobody questions. But we are in 2025 now, no? The same thing, suppose we try to understand with the same meaning, it may not be possible to understand. None of us know Sanskrit also. Somebody has to say, we will hear, that's all. So pondering or reflecting, that is very difficult. So that is why through an example, that is easy to understand. An attempt is being made, where we have now been blessed with 200 examples for 200 slokas from 18 chapters. Each chapter will have 10, excepting second chapter and 18 chapter, where we will have 20 each. So 160 plus 40, 200. We are in the first chapter now. Simran and Sainab were inseparable friends in college. You can, I believe, zoom it.
Yes, Chitrama had suggested that we can
Assumption.
difference, Swamiji.
Right. Where it comes?
In the previous one here.
Okay. Perception. Vijit always looked up to his uncle, a man who had been a constant source of support, affection, and wisdom. Their weekends together were filled with laughter, cricket matches, heartfelt conversation about life. This bond was a cornerstone of Vijit's happiness. Then suddenly everything changed. His uncle grew distant, barely responding to calls or messages. Vijit's mind raced with worry. Did I say something wrong? Did I disappoint him? Has he stopped caring for me? The silence grew heavier with each passing day. Negative thoughts began to swirl in his mind, making him anxious and restless. Unable to bear the uncertainty any longer, Vijit decided to visit his uncle. When he arrived, he found a very different man, one who looked weary, burdened, sorrowful. After a moment of awkward silence, his uncle finally opened up. His daughter, who had recently married, what Vijit told me was 1 week after marriage, was going through a painful divorce after 1 week. So the father got shattered. The family was in turmoil. The emotional weight had left him withdrawn, overwhelmed. In that moment, Vijit realized how his own assumption that his assumption was, have I done something wrong? Why did he do that? He assumed so many things, The real perception has not taken place. You perceive means you see, Reality. Assumption is something different. You assume, which need not become the reality. So we realized how his assumptions and negative thinking had caused him unnecessary pain. The problem was never his uncle's affection, but his own misinterpretation of the situation. With empathy and understanding, Vijit offered support, and their bond became even stronger, built now on deeper compassion and trust. This reminded him of slogan number 30 from chapter number 1 of Bhagavad Gita. My bow, the Gandhi, slips from my hand. My skill burns all over. I am unable to stand. My mind is in a whirl, as it were. He assumed so many things. Whereas it is his duty to stand for it. He himself knows about all these things. Arjuna was aware of the whole thing. How every effort was made to avert the war, including Lord Krishna was sent as a mediator and asked for their due share. Finally, Krishna came down to 5 houses. That was rejected. So they had no other go but to fight and claim. All these things know that he was ready. He was the commander. And when at the battlefield, he says, and the mind brings so many things, kith and kin, assumptions. This is how it is linked. Just as Arjuna's mind was clouded by doubt and fear on the battlefield, leading to confusion and sorrow, Vijit's mind was deluded by negative assumptions and anxiety. The real suffering was not in the situation itself, but in the way his mind perceived and interpreted. The Gita teaches us that much of our pain comes not from reality, but from the stories and fears we create within our own mind. The true path to peace lies in seeking clarity, understanding, empathy, seeing situations as they are, not as our fears paint them. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us, often the real battle is within. Wisdom is found when we quiet the mind and open the heart. Simran and Sainam were inseparable friends in college, sharing everything from lecture notes to late night snacks. Their friendship was legendary. One semester, Simran noticed that Sainam seemed distant. Messages were left unread. Invitations to hang out were politely declined. Simran felt ignored. Doubts crept in. Did I say something wrong? Has he found new friends? Am I no longer valued? Instead of talking to Sainath, Simran suffered in silence, letting the negative thoughts fester. The joy of college life faded, replaced by anxieties and sadness. Weeks later, during a group project, Saina finally noticed Simran's changed behavior, asked what was wrong. Hesitantly, he shared her feeling, Oshia. To her surprise, she was shocked and immediately apologized. It turned out that Sainaba had been overwhelmed with family issues and a part-time job, unintentionally neglecting her social life, not just with Simran, but with everyone. Relief washed over Simran. Friendship was restored, stronger than ever. Simran realized that her suffering was caused not by Sainaba's action, but by her own assumptions and wrong thinking, as in the case of Arjuna in Shloka 30 of first chapter. Same. Our greatest struggles often arise not from reality, but from our own thoughts and assumptions. When we let unspoken fears and doubts take over, we create problems that may not exist. Bhagavad Gita reminds us that clarity and peace come from honest communication and understanding. By clearing the mind of confusion and seeking truth, we restore harmony within ourselves and in our relationships. The first battle is always within, and it is one with awareness, courage, and compassion. More of it, we will take it up tomorrow. So this is the background of approaching the Bhagavad Gita.
Same perception. This is also about perception, how we perceive things.
Same.
The title same.
Next one we will take it up. It's already 7:30. 4:30. Okay. So linking Bhagavad Gita with day-to-day life. We are not sure whether it is exactly okay, but we are trying.
Some child is
We are trying to correlate. We should know that what was 6,000 years ago is different from what is now. The lifestyle, the mindset, everything is changed. So unless it is interpreted in the way in which we can understand, it will become only an academic exercise. Not that it will have some impact, but not to the extent, just as Vinobaji says or Gandhiji says, Gandhiji and Vinobaji calls Gita as I, mother. That means whenever I am in trouble, I go to my mother. That means there is a ready answer for anything and everything. For anything and everything. Just now, he has made us to just enter into this exercise. We find in 200 examples of different types, Through that, we are trying to understand the sloga. Then we come to know, yes, it is there. This is the only thing is it is just like a dictionary. Dictionary will not come and tell us, We have to go to the dictionary. If we want a meaning, we have to go to the dictionary and open. Similarly, we have to go to Bhagavad Gita and ask, I am passing through such a test, how do you guide me? For that, we have to understand what Gita is. So what we thought was, if we try to connect Bhagavad Gita with the life we have so far lived, it will enable us to eke out the maximum benefit from Bhagavad Gita for the life to be lived. What we have lived, it has taught us. We have not understood. Now we are trying to understand the lessons taught to us through our experience, which will help us to improve the quality of our life to be lived. This is the basis. So tomorrow onwards again we will continue. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam.
Laptop.
Eh?
Oh, I need your laptop for me.
Pranam, pranam, pranam. Hari Om, Hari Om. Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.